but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hater and all of my moves, but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Realest podcast.
What up, what up? Realest podcast ever. We back up in this thing. It's your boy C. Diddy.
Y'all know who the villain is. I've been listening to a lot of Push. Seriously.
It's a great album.
No, I mean just like a Push in general.
The whole sphere of Push.
The whole sphere of Push.
You've been indoctrinated into the Push cinematic universe. Cinematic universe.
Still pulling whips out. Still spread them chips out. I might buy your bitch some new hips and yank a rib out. Like, I've been fucking with Push heavy, man.
Man, Push is that nigga, man. Push
Stood up on that couch in the A at the black party. No jewelry on, but you richer than everybody. Push got some shit, man.
Yeah, Push, and he has a great catalog too. Going back to, you add in the clip stuff, you add in the We Got It for Cheap mixtape series and all of that, Play Clothes mixtape and everything like that, which was really some of my favorite work because, on the mixtapes, you could really,
not even
get loose.
Like all jokes aside, like Push married to Kanye for them couple of years that they was like good music. Mm-hmm. Push got Runaway with Kanye. He got Mercy. And then he got, to me, the best verse on So Appalled.
Yes.
Like, Push got a lot. He got, what else did he get?
Wasn't he was on Don't Like Remix?
Don't Like Remix, but there's another big one I'm forgetting right now.
He wasn't on Click. That was
no. It's gonna come to me. Come on. All
right, let's check Apple Music.
Somebody shake that body, that body. Come and have a good time. I believe there's a God above me. New God Flow. Oh, yeah, that was my shit. I told you when I seen that once he did that at the concert, I'm like, I can get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Then he had Moved That Dope with Future.
Yeah.
Smoked That John. His biggest song on Apple Music is Runaway.
It's Runaway.
Runaway, then Mercy, then Moved That Dope. And then Feel the Love from the Kids See Ghosts album.
Runaway was a Billboard top 10.
Smash.
Yeah, it was a smash record.
It was a smash. Speaking of Billboard, I guess we could kick off now. We could inch into the deep water, but congrats to Lil Baby. 25 records on Billboard this week. 3 in the top 10. He had number 4, number 8, and number 10. 39 this year, which is the biggest out of anybody. Mm-hmm. And 213,000 the first week. So he even beat the projections. So shout out to Lil Baby, man.
Yeah.
I think that he is a testament to,
One thing I like about Lil Baby is with his progression is he does better every time he drops.
Exactly.
First week.
And I was going to say, he's a testament to like.
My Turn didn't do a 200, I don't think.
Not like 190 something, yeah. 198 or some shit like that. But it's like a testament to manicuring your hotness and knowing kind of like the right time to drop and like the timeliness of like releasing records and all of that, because his single run this go around was kind of like up and down, but he still delivered on the album. And like I said kind of during my review, he's got a 10-song stretch on there where he just smoked everything. And I just think that I think the body of work, how many songs on there kind of helped him out from a streaming standpoint, but I don't necessarily know if it helped him out from a quality control, no pun intended, standpoint of like, I think as a people, we get so inundated with so much new music week to week. I think everybody is kind of married to like, give us like 10 to 14 of the best joints and just leave the rest of the shit off the album.
I think he's also in like a weird spot too, because I know me personally, I didn't expect My Turn. You understand what I'm saying? Like his first album was with the joint with Drake,
Preacher's Son or whatever the hell it was. Yes Indeed was on there. Indeed. The joint with Meek was on there. Yeah.
Like, so I'm looking at that joint where it's like, I keep it a buck with you. I thought his rap was ass on Yes Indeed. Yellow Ferrari, like Pikachu, it was like corny a little bit, and I didn't see him getting to like my turn where he had like a we paid and then a all in and then like a whoa. And like I didn't see that shit
and
coming.
then to follow it up with Wants and Needs, where you arguably like washing the best rapper alive.
Washing to the point that cartoon.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you with Dirk and Dirk can never catch you on nothing. Then you with Drake, you smoking Drake. You with this person, you leaving them. And it's just like, you heard him on the remix to Life is Good when the beat switched. And it's just like, my God.
Yeah, you had the two babies on there, and one baby was not like the other baby.
The one baby was okay.
He was okay.
But the other baby was on some other shit.
Yeah, that's a different baby.
That's a different baby. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I think with this go round, we watch the progression and watch him get to where it's like, damn, Lil Baby like heavy out here, to where people kind of expected this to be like the Blueprint moment or the Life at the Death or the Carter 3 moment. And it in comparison to Blueprint, Carter, it didn't hit that. And I think people automatically just assume like, oh, Lil Baby. And it's like, no, when you listen, I listen to it, I'm just like, no, Baby's still nice.
No, he's still nice. He's spitting on there. His record's on there. You know, you got, like I said, he got like a 10-song run where he's just going absolutely ape shit. And, you know, you got, just to run some of them off, you got Stand On It, Pop Out with Nardo Wick, Perfect Timing, Never Hating with Young Thug, which is one of my favorite songs.
Never Hating is dope.
Forever with Friday. Shout out Friday. His EP out this week. He from the city. Shout out Friday. In a Minute, which we heard before. Waterfall Flow. Everything. From Now On with Future. Like,
that's
like
that shit.
he like the Cost to Be Alive with Rollo was fire. Like he got some joints on there where like it's still the Lil Baby shit. Like he's doing this fucking thing. And like you said, 23 songs, 7 features, no deluxe. It's only me. This is what it is. You know what I mean? And he put up, you know, I think the second best hip hop numbers of the year. I think Future still got number 1. Yeah. No, Kendrick is number 1. Kendrick is number 1. He did 325. Kendrick did 325.
I'm just looking for my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Kendrick did 325. Future did 222, and then Baby did 213. So top 3 for the year. Most Billboard chart appearances of everybody.
Right.
Yeah, he doing his shit, man. So shout out to Lil Baby. Also, my guy, y'all, I've been talking about him for a year and a half now. NBA Youngboy.
Oh yeah.
He just signed with Universal Motown this week. They said it's a full press and distribution deal. Okay. He owns his masters. He owns his catalog. He owns everything out the gate from day one. And interesting about the setup of this deal and the housing of this deal, because somebody else we know has a precedent distribution deal at Universal, the greatest one in hip-hop history, that being Birdman. And even though they're not reporting that, I 100% guarantee Birdman not only brokered this deal, but I'm sure he got a hefty finder's fee for landing one of the biggest artists in music. And 3, he has passive participation on the back end of this deal where Birdman is going to make a substantial amount of money off of Youngboy without him being directly signed to Cash Money and Rich Gang.
I saw him holding up a Rich Gang chain.
I saw him holding up a Rich Gang chain and a Cash Money chain on a 3800 Degrees album. So that's pretty much like family. Birdman is like, he, you know, Top has said like Birdman is like, you know, it's like my older brother, like my dad, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, in a situation like this, Birdman has kind of seen the error of his ways in how you supposed to structure a deal for somebody when you care about them, and how everybody can win and make money and the artist gets the most upside from the shit, as they should. Yeah. So it was kind of like a natural progression, being as though he had already signed his NBA label to Capitol Motown. So now he has 2 deals at Universal Motown, one for himself and then one for the NBA brand that's over there. So congrats to him. Congrats to Fee Money from Good Money Global, Lil Wayne brother, that's been his business partner out the gate or whatever. And, you know, those Cash Money roots was already implanted in Youngboy pretty much, you know, from the beginning, due to his affiliations and who he was around and who's handling his business and all of that shit. And I think this is going to set him up to give him his just due as literally like the biggest thing in fucking music, because there is no better label than Universal Music Group. They're number 1 by a wide margin as far as market share, as far as execution. Look at Drake is over there, Weeknd is over there, Posty is over there,
like
Lil Wayne is over there,
not,
Nicki Minaj is over there. Like all the biggest and best artists is on Universal's. Like, yo, we could let Warner try to trick us if we want and think that they compete in there. it's not the same sort of thing. Yeah. Kendrick is universal. Like Dr. Dre is universal. Eminem is universal. Like the biggest and best artists are part of Universal Music Group. Jay-Z is, when he puts an album out, it's through Universal. Like it just is what it is. Yeah. So shout out to all of them, man. Real quick before we really get deep into the main crux of the show today, shout out to our sponsor, Your Home. Once again, this Saturday coming up, you got Saturday the 10/29. You got the biggest first-time home buyers mixer in the city ever. Period. We had the owner of the company, John One-Leg, come on the show. One-Leg come on the show last week. Talked about the event itself, the importance of buying a home, how you can actually cut your rent by buying a home right now, and the importance of the value of home ownership. And they're going to get into all of that on Saturday. It's not going to be like a stuffy, people get up and speak and, hey, come give me your name and icebreakers and all of that. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a mixer. But you're also going to be able to connect with some of the regions.
Who in here want to make some money? Raise your hand.
Hey, it's not going to be that. So you get to connect with some of the biggest and best real estate agents, mortgage brokers, and funders in the business that as it relates to Pennsylvania, and they're all going to be there. Special guests. They giving away Sixers courtside tickets. We know y'all love them Sixers games. Love some courtside. They giving away some gift cards. They giving away like just so much stuff. If you go through this mixer from this event and then you end up buying a house, they're gonna give you $2,500 towards your closing costs. Your Home is a nonprofit home buying partner that helps and assists people. They're going to have credit experts there. Everything is going to already be right sized and done, and it's going to be pretty much plug and play in the event that you want to come through there and start the process of getting your first home, man. So shout out to the whole team over there at Your Home. Shout out to the CEO John One-Leg and his whole entire team, Rex, Bjorn, everybody. It's going to be a dope event. We'll be there this Saturday, 10/29, Figo Restaurant.
Rex was at the game the other night.
He was at the game the other night.
It was funny because remember I was like, damn, I know you from somewhere. He was like, I was just on it. I'm like, yeah, damn, you
you in the building?
Yeah.
So Saturday, 10/29, starts at 6 p.m. Figo Restaurant, Northern Liberties, 1033 North 2nd Street in Northern Liberties, right by the Piazza. Make sure y'all come through, man, and shout out to them and for supporting the show and being a part of this process and us being a part of their process.
Right. That home opener was something else.
Oh, man.
That joint was,
we had a time.
Yeah, that joint was something else. We talked about it on the Patreon. Like, that was nuts. I went to the game the other day.
I was going to say, how was the game Saturday? They lost to the Spurs.
Yo, here go the craziest part, right? I'm sitting down in the seat, and we had wood tickets for that game. Shout out Kev, Anwar, Kev, other homie. He coming down from Kutztown, whatever. We went to the game, and I seen Ron in the lounge or whatever. Ron like, I figure, what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I know how I go, you know what I'm saying? So it was a nice atmosphere. Everybody, it was a lot of people who did like the double dip, go to that, then go to the Phillies. Shout out to the Phillies in the World Series. It was funny because I told them as we were sitting down, I'm like, yo, just betting, we talk about sports betting a lot because, one of our brothers does the shit professionally and, we do it. And I'm telling them, I'm like, whenever you see a double-digit line that's the same line for two games, one of them is going to hit, one of them isn't, right? The Sixers were 13-point favorites over the Spurs. The Bucks were 13-point favorites over the Rockets. So I told them, I'm like, it's taking everything in me to not bet the house on a two-teamer. Taking the Bucks for the 13 and then taking the Spurs to cover the 13. And Anwar was like, I mean, you think, I'm just like, dog, like, the Sixers, I don't got the Sixers beating anybody by 13, like right now. Like, that was where I was feeling the other day. They wound up beating the Pacers last night by 13, but the line was only, I think it was 11. And just the fact that same 13-point line, like in basketball, it's not like football where like a bunch of lines be 7, a bunch of lines be 4. In basketball, that is very rare that you see two double-digit lines land on the same thing like that on the same night at the same time. I didn't do it. Of course, the Sixers did not cover the 13.
Not to cover.
The Bucks went out there and beat the Rockets by a dub. I'm like, I had the two teams.
And that goes to show, like, sometimes, it's still gambling. But sometimes in handicapping, you just know. Like, and you kind of got to trust your instinct and jump on those opportunities.
I said it to Kev. When we first sat down, I'm like, I said it to Anwar. I'm like, Joel Embiid, his over for the night in points was 27, and his over in rebounds was 11.5. I'm like, I feel like he going to hit both of those tonight. Joel Embiid finished with 40 and 15. I'm just like, I could have just made a boatload of cash.
He was due for a game.
I just didn't bet nothing. Yeah. That Tyrese Maxey over was 18.5. He scored a field goal at the end, gave him 20. You know what I'm saying? He went to the line, missed the foul shot, but he finished with 20. I'm just like, I would have hit every goddamn thing tonight.
You had it.
And I just didn't put the shit
Yeah,
down.
you had it. Shout out to the Sixers. Got their first win of the season last night. Finally. Beat the Pacers. Beat the shit out of the Pacers.
I had to join the other night. Who's the biggest pack on my story? The Sixers or the Lakers? And
it's the Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers came in very, very. I think it was like 70 to 30%.
Because the Lakers cannot shoot the ball. I screenshot it the other day against Portland. I sat and watched that game too at Smoke Hookah Lounge.
Oh, I ain't
even
even tell you about how bad that shit was for me.
I sat and watched it. What was the fucking box score? It was so disgusting. I was like, yo, I have to like screenshot this shit. I think they were like 8 or 9% from three or some crazy shit like that the other day. Like, it was really bad. I can't find it right now, of course, when I need it, but it was pretty terrible.
The other day, I had a free bet on FanDuel for $200, so I'm like, fuck, let me throw in a parlay with this. You know, that's the time to parlays when they give you free money and shit. So I had a free bet. I took the over in the Texans and the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
I took the over in the Chiefs San Fran. I took the under in the Cowboys Lions. I'm like, these to me seem like easy money. And I don't know why I just got greedy and put the Lakers money line on the fucking ticket against the Blazers. Lakers was up 1 with 30 seconds left, with the ball, with 18 left on the shot clock. Westbrook took the most obnoxious two-pointer for no. This one where like LeBron and AD both was like, the fuck,
Lil Baby face.
Yeah. Dame Lillard gets the ball. You know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? I lost. I was just sitting there like.
But Dame had 40 that game too, right?
I'm sitting there like.
Dame is back on the low.
It's crazy, but like I now that I think about it, Lil Baby face. I was like looking at the TV like, what the fuck, dog? Y'all were up. Why? Westbrook said, yeah, I was trying to get a 2-for-1. Nigga, you're not losing. Why the fuck are you trying to get a 2-for-1? What the fuck are you talking about? I was like, dog. It's time to take Westbrook out back, man. I love him as a person. He did the 20-20-20 for Nip. He stole an MVP. He's going to the Hall because of the triple-double
like 4 years in a row.
He's going to the Hall, but it's just like at a certain point, like you know how you got like a hot pair of sneaks that you just have to retire?
It's over.
That's like he's a pair of like turtle dove Yeezys. Like, yo, you got your wears out, you got your flicks off. Once that white get dirty, it's time to
once
hang
they
them
made
up,
the Amazon versions, it's time to retire them, Jones.
The Chinese store versions, it's time to retire. And it's just, that's what it is. AD and Westbrook are just not. Watching LeBron, like, and LeBron get it fucked up. I've been giving LeBron a lot of hell because he's the reason.
He's the reason.
He's the catalyst
this is his
behind
roster.
all of these decisions.
There's like 7 clutch sports players on the Lakers.
Dog, did you see the whole thing where they mapped out how many shooters the Lakers got rid of in the last 2 years? Avery Bradley, Malik Monk,
KCP.
What's the nigga from here? Ellington, Wayne Ellington, Carmelo Anthony. It's just so many shooters that they just don't have no more.
And they was getting discount shooters.
Dog, it's unreal. Y'all had a chance to go get Buddy Hield. Y'all had a chance to go. They could have legit kept Caruso. They could have brought in DeMar. They could have done a lot of.
Caruso said they didn't even counter his contract.
Dog,
he was LeBron's favorite teammate. They didn't even counter.
But Ross said the best. It was like, I don't know how Pelinka got an extension. It makes zero fucking sense.
Yeah, he must have pictures of Jeannie Buss doing the unmentionable.
Yeah, like this shit is crazy, but. I'm not going down to basketball. Betting has been very, very strange as of late.
It's been a weird couple days opening the season, man. You mentioned it. Shout out to the Phightin Phils, man. Goddamn,
man.
Baby.
Goddamn.
Bryce Harper put the franchise on his back.
White Iverson, like yo,
put the franchise on his back.
When he started balling, he was young.
Literally, team was down, hit a 2-run shot to win the fucking game.
They were going ape shit out that jump.
Dog, they greased the poles. The grease ain't work.
Nah. The funniest, the headline was like, crazed fans overcome greasy poles. I said overcome is crazy as shit. Overcome greasy poles.
It's like all you need is a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Like who got a hoodie?
Who got a hoodie they don't care
about? Who got a hoodie in their car?
Did you see motherfucker had the Doberman? I mean the Labrador out? The dog.
If they win this shit,
oh my God.
If they win this shit. Now you do know on the other side, there's a tremendous bet. Mattress Mac has like a 75. He could make 75 million or some crazy.
And that's
shit.
What's making me think that the Phillies are gonna win because Mattress Mac does not win anything.
He is the mush.
No, yeah, from Goodfellas. No, Not Goodfellas.
Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale, yeah.
He is the mush.
I can't look at that face.
Get in the closet.
Yeah, get in the closet.
Yeah, shout out to Mattress Mac, man. You was not winning this bet.
I think the Phillies might pull this shit off, man. They deadass might pull it off.
Yeah.
A fucking wild card team who was under 500 for 3 seasons in a row.
First 6 seed to make the World Series.
Who got in on a fucking new playoff technicality. They might be able to pull this bitch off. Yeah. I didn't think they were going to beat the Braves. The Braves were a 100-win team and won the NL East and smoked them. Straight up laid them down. There's
something to be said about momentum in baseball and getting hot at the right time, where you just find that zone where you like can't be beat. And the Phillies are kind of in that space.
I will say this: I'm happy Bryce Harper got the NLCS MVP. Hoskins deserves some mentions because Hoskins. He stunk for 6 years and has turned into Babe Ruth in the last week and a half. That shit is crazy. Him and Bryce Harper look like Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth out that motherfucker.
Don't forget my other man, too. What's the boy from the Cubs?
Oh,
won the
yeah.
World Series.
Fuck.
Got the dark hair with the beard. That's my man. I forget his name.
It's right there. And I
think he hits right after Bryce.
Yeah, right before.
He's nice.
I knew they was going to win that game the other day when Jason Worth came out and threw the first pitch. I said, oh, they done got Worth out here with the big-ass hand. I said, yeah, they're taking this shit, man.
That was my nigga. He used to rent cars from us in Enterprise when he played.
I told you, the coolest shit ever. We was in the Sunoco at right at Penrose and Patterson. He pulled up Porsche Panamera Turbo. He jumped out. It was like 7 people in line. He came in. He was like, fuck, this line is long. Hey, listen. Get whatever y'all want. Hey, let me get. Take care, guys. And walk the fuck back. He left like $200. The motherfuckers were scrambling, grabbing all kinds of shit. That was funny as shit. But yeah, Jason Worth was like, I always fucked with him. I wasn't even mad when he went to the Nationals and got his paper. Like, yeah, go get that. Go get that 140 mil. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Worth was the fucking man.
Yeah.
Tall surfer looking white boy, swagged out.
He always reminded me of Edge.
Yeah.
Always gave me Edge vibes and shit. Fuck it. But yeah, man, shout out to the Phillies, man, doing it. Hopefully they can pull it out.
My favorite sign from the Ruckus on Broad Street, somebody had a sign that said, "Eat a dick, San Diego." I'm like, yes, this is the most Philliest shit of all time. The
other night at the game, Jalen Hurts rung the bell at the Spurs game. He rung the bell, and then he came over and sat like next to us. He was about 2 or 3 seats down from us. Our row was actually pretty lit. Steven Starr was right next to me.
Oh, shit.
He gave me his card and put me on the list. So he was like, yeah, whenever you need something, just call this number. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. He was cool as fuck. Yeah. And it's crazy at just how them, like, me and his son were talking about sneakers. And because, PJ Tucker changes his sneaks every quarter or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we started chopping it about sneaks. So then he leaned over and was like, what business are you in? And I'm like, I love how these people talk. Because it's not like, what do you do for a living? It's, what business are you in?
You have to be if you down here with us.
Right, he's like, what business are you in? He's like, are you a sneaker reseller? I'm like, no, I just love sneaks. I've been doing it forever, whatever. I was like, I got a podcast media company and I just started a trunk company. He was like, it, man. That's the way to go. I was like, yeah, man, congrats on the new restaurants, whatever. I was like, Butcher and Singer is my shop, Budokan, whatever. He's like, oh, you like my places? I'm like, I mean, you can't get past them.
You're inescapable.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So he laughed about it or whatever. And he's like, what's your favorite place? I was like, me personally is Barclay. You know what I'm saying? My fiance likes Budokan. I'm like, this guy over here loves LMNO. He leaned up, looked together, was like, So then he was like, what's your name? I gave my name. He put in his phone, was like, I'm going to put you on his list. Take this card, call this number, take care of you. I'm like, all right, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Steven Starr. That was cool as fuck. But Jalen Hurts came and he sat like 3 seats to our right. Some dude who won a sweepstakes for wood tickets was there. So you got free drinks. This nigga was sloshed. Yo. He kept spilling, he spilled shit like 3 different times. Like they had to come keep mopping up where he was sitting. Cause you on the fucking wood. So Jalen Hurts got like, you see him just like, he just got the fuck up. So then you looked up maybe like 10 minutes later, he was sitting next to Michael Rubin on the other side.
Oh, that joint open.
I said, that nigga pulled the Bob Garrett. I said, man, I'm out of here. This nigga tripping over.
Fuck out of here, Khaled.
Yeah. But then he got up, him, Michael Rubin, they all got up at like the beginning of the 4th quarter. I'm like, they must be heading over to the Phillies and shit, whatever. But yeah, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Phillies, really doing it. You want to make an announcement?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Hey, shout out to us,
man. Hey.
It's official.
6 years, man.
6 years in business.
It don't even seem like that.
For a corny ass podcast, we
For
did good
a nut ass podcast,
we did good for ourselves.
It's crazy, but here we are. You know what I'm saying? That nut ass podcast thing still bothers me. I'm gonna get into that somewhere down the line. That's just strange and weird.
We got some moves coming up, and once we execute these moves, we on your ass. Believe it. Sunday, January 22nd.
Oh, yeah, I got my Noto hat on.
Yeah, Sunday, January 22nd, TRPE, Noto. First time ever live podcast at Noto. Nobody's done it. Shout out to the whole team over there. Shout out Dre Ali. Shout out Brian. Shout out to the whole Noto family. Sunday, January 22nd, doors at 5, show at 6, live pod, anniversary show, after party. First time that we've also, it's a lot of firsts. Mm-hmm. First time that we have ran this sort of setup and program for this show because we want to accommodate everybody. Mm-hmm. So this is what we're going to do. You VIP, you want a VIP experience, you got a VIP ticket, includes merch, includes your first drink. Bam. You want a reserved seat, but you ain't really know about the merch, whatever, cheaper ticket, but reserved seating, first 7 rows, you got your ticket. Mm-hmm. General admission, you just want to be in the building. You know, you still get a seat. We got the mezzanine upstairs. You want to play the bar, whatever, you got your ticket. So we got everybody accommodated, 3 different tickets, 3 different price points, all in one building. We got a biggest capacity show that we've ever had, 550 people, with the option to do more depending upon, you know, how serious y'all is about this thing and how hard y'all want to fuck with us. We need everybody, not just the Philly people. That's why we giving y'all 2 months advance notice. We need everybody from the TRP Nation. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Midwest, Chicago, Ohio.
This is gonna be a celebration. Like we've got confetti, we've got laser lights, we DJ, all kinds of. I'm
CO2 cannons.
Yo, realistically we got the t-shirt guns coming.
We got everything.
I'm shooting Kev dead in his chest with a t-shirt gun. I can't wait.
We got everything, and tickets go on sale this Friday, 10/28. It's going to be on Eventbrite. We'll put the link up and all of that. As you know, it pays to be a patron. Patreon, y'all get the first crack at the tickets, baby. Once Patreon get their exclusive, window, few hours or whatever, then we'll release the tickets everywhere else. So be on the lookout this Friday, 10/28, TRPE 6, TRPE Live, 6th anniversary show. Me, Matt, some special guests, confetti, laser lights, CO2 cannons, bottle girls. Y'all want to get tables? We got tables. Y'all want hookah? We got hookah.
Everything. It's a nightclub.
It's a nightclub.
Turning up.
Going the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
6 years of this thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all for rocking with us, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We doing it big. Like I said, our biggest show to date. Last year, Punchline, we did our anniversary show in February. What was that? Punchline's 320, sold that thing out. That was coming off the heels of a VIP show. So this time we're going to bring the VIP with the anniversary, with the general admission, everybody in the building, one big thing. TRPE, Noto, you see the hat.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Matt got the hat on.
Yeah, I'm hype about it, man.
Going up, man.
Should be a fun ass time, you know what I'm saying? Our events are normally decent because people get to mingle and mixing, and we try to do more of like I think we really like the way we did it at Barb's, at Tasty's, at the 1212 Lounge, because it's like it was more of a thing.
It's a mixer.
Than just again, who in here want to make some money? Raise your hand. It's more of away from that to more of a let's have fun, let's mingle, let's be around each other. We can talk some shit in the middle of that, but we getting on. We like the other day, we gotta get tech there with the stars. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ish had some white chocolate stars the other day.
Yeah, I seen that the other day. Yeah, I'm just like,
you can see the activation in them because it's white chocolate.
Then I seen him in Fez when they was closed, and I'm just like, yeah, that's normally how it is.
That's how the stars do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But we looking for everybody to come out and have a good ass time, and just celebrate with us. You know what I'm saying? For being 6 years of doing this shit on our own, 2 nut ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Just figuring it the fuck out.
Making a way.
Just
finding a way to make a way.
Making a way. You know what I'm saying? Celebrating the things that we've achieved, the things we've talked about, the things we've done. The different businesses we've been able to create and start, and just pushing forward, man. Just celebrating everybody who fuck with us back.
And our gift to y'all, I just came up with this morning. Shout out to Marv. Me and Marv were talking through some different ideas and stuff.
I know
like
this
that.
is either really good or really terrible.
We're going to give away some money.
Oh, okay.
We're going to give away some money. I got a band for y'all.
Oh,
Somebody at random is going to win $1,000. You come to this show, you buy a motherfucking ticket. Ain't no raffle tickets, none of that shit. We might have some trivia or something like that. We're going to figure out how we going to do it. I'm giving away $1,000, goddammit.
Clap that up, goddammit. $1,000. You know what? I'm going to get in on that with you. I'm going to put some money up. We're going to give away $1,050 at the live show.
Matt got the kicker.
Yo, 1,000.
It's like when you post bail in PA, it's 10% plus the kicker. Matt got the kicker.
I got the kicker. We doing it. $1,050 is going away to somebody at the live show. We gonna do it to one person or multiple?
One person.
One person.
Big prize.
The winner is, goddamn it, Khalid Ferguson. Come on up here.
Goddamn, Matt Kane, you won.
Yo, goddamn, Julian Jones. Jules can't be here. I'll accept this on his behalf.
Accept this ban on his behalf.
That shit like an Oscar.
Yeah.
No, he couldn't be here. Well, no, not an Oscar. They come for that. We do it like a hip hop award.
Right.
Yeah, Drake couldn't be here to accept this. So
Yeah, we gave Drake this award 10 years in a row. He never came, but
he never came.
we gonna give it to him anyway. You know what I'm saying? Shout out OVO. You know what I mean?
We gonna get this to Kendrick one more time.
Kendrick ain't never set foot in Atlanta. We gonna give it to him again.
No, we gonna give it to him one more time.
Kendrick's actually in Ghana right now.
Yeah.
We gonna give him the award anyway.
J. Cole is in Botswana playing point, but
Maybe one day he will show up.
One day he might come back. Who knows?
Remember when they used to give awards away and you wasn't there, and then you would like pop up on the video screen?
On the video screen.
Niggas don't
I just
even
want to thank y'all for that.
Niggas don't even think
They
enough
don't even
to
do that no more. No.
Just like, yeah, cool. Mail it.
Mail that John.
Packing peanuts, send that John over.
Same paper to come with that John?
No,
just
all right.
send that John.
How many tickets I get? No, that's not enough. I'm not coming. But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. 6 years in this thing with us, man. Through the ups and downs, we've been on a super up right now. We got some huge shows coming up. We was just talking about it. Before we cut the cameras on, we can't announce nothing yet, but we got some things that are absolutely happening, some things that are imminent. Shout out all of the upcoming guests for TRPE as we continue to expand this TRP nation into a universe. Just two nut ass niggas potting our hearts away.
Like we said, the tickets going on sale this week for Patreon, Eventbrite, and what we gonna get Patreon the week?
Nah, not a week. We ain't gonna do a week. Right, just like I said, we're gonna have an exclusive window for Patreon. Get y'all tickets.
I think they should get some time though. Just if we release them Friday, we give them till Tuesday.
Maybe Monday. We will work that out.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna figure it out. But Patreon, you get an exclusive window. If y'all not on the Patreon, patreon.com/official TRPE. Officially this week, we starting a new release schedule. I ain't gonna say what it is. You're just gonna start seeing it. Starting a new release schedule on the main feed. Y'all just gonna be pinging the platform a lot more like we promised y'all we would. We got an actual release schedule. We got some new shows coming up. Reaction show is coming very soon. TRP After Dark is coming very soon. We got all this different stuff in the works, man, and we just continuing to just do what we do best and also find some new shit we might not be good at. We'll figure it out on the job.
That's how the fucking go.
I mean, that's how it go, man. But yeah, we're all in with this media thing, and we ain't going nowhere, so, get used to us.
Absolutely. I definitely want to sit down with, what's his name? I seen it the other day. He was with Rel. His at name is, it's hard to pronounce, but he's a photographer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just letters. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of letters.
It's a lot of letters. You know what I'm saying? B-ab, great, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But he does them videos with the words all on the screen, and I want to sit down with him and talk about how to do that because I like the way he does his stuff. Shout out to Ro. You know what I'm saying? He was at the show we did at 1212.
Oh, nice.
And we talked out there. And I started looking at his page. I'm like, damn, he's really, really good with this shit. I definitely want to sit with him and chat with him. So shout out to him.
Shout out to that.
I'll figure his at name out in English.
One of these days.
I'll be able to
Can't even sound it out right now.
No, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll figure it out. But I like the way he does his shit. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming.
For sure. Real quick before we move forward, special shout out to my man Rashad Lambert. We just recently reconnected. He's the senior vice president of Forbes magazine and Forbes the Culture. For those of you unfamiliar or not indoctrinated, Forbes the Culture is a urban representation platform built through Forbes in order to give black business owners and black creatives, black professionals an outlet to express their talents, network, show their skills and what they can do. They're doing a big round of, not just one trip, a round of trips to Tulsa to show people the Black Wall Street ground, kind of like ground zero for Black Wall Street, the memorial, the museum, and everything that's out there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're doing that right now, and we have some dope initiatives coming up with them also with Forbes the Culture. So be on the lookout for that. A lot of good things going on right now for the pod that is TRPE.
Yeah, absolutely, man, for sure.
So we're 34 minutes in. We've already done some good topics, some congratulations. By this time, YouTube has already stopped paying attention as far as the powers that be. Kanye West.
Yeah, it's time to get to it.
Mr. Ye. Kanye has effectively been canceled from everything, and it's kind of it's feeling Andrew Tate-ish, it's feeling Donald Trump-ish, where it's like, where you get canceled on one thing, then people that you didn't even know you were canceled from start getting in on the party, and people that you canceled start canceling you. It's getting strange.
Right.
People
you didn't even know you was in partnerships with.
It's like, wait, I don't fuck with them. Well, in case you didn't know, you canceled, nigga.
Yeah,
you don't fuck with you.
Record labels you not signed to.
You not signed to or canceling you.
Yeah.
That's when it start getting spooky. So apparently Kanye has been dropped from Def Jam, even though he left the label.
Even though he left Def Jam in 2019.
Even though he left 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's been dropped from CAA, even though he left 2 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever the case may be. Apparently his new attorney, which was Johnny Depp's attorney, has severed ties with him because, she's a young attorney and just really getting her footing and just smoked Amber Heard's ass. So she can't be affiliated with Kanye. He's very toxic right now. And then you have the Adidas part. This was just announced as we were on our way in here to do this thing. The Adidas partnership has been hit with the kibosh. Like, no more Yeezy Adidas partnership. And for those of you out there unindoctrinated or unfamiliar with business, just because Adidas says it's over doesn't mean that it's over. And what I mean by that, it doesn't mean that the monies he is owed per the stipulations of his deal and his contract and his royalty agreement, because it's not like he lost a Savage X Fenty Instagram model partnership. He is a royalty partner in Yeezy and owner of said brand. So just because they said it's over doesn't mean that the money train stops today.
No.
It doesn't work that way. And essentially Adidas is taking a stance that because they're a German company and all of the implications that Nazi Germany has to the Holocaust and the Jewish culture, we cannot be affiliated with anything to be deemed anti-Semitic, offensive, racist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Even though we did that for a couple hundred years.
Yes, exactly. So with that being said, Kanye and Adidas find themselves in a peculiar position because Adidas is saying this is going to affect not our overall revenue, not our gross. This is going to affect our net revenue to the tune of €250 million. Yeah. Not USD, not Italian lira, not Mexican pesos. Yeah. Euros. Not Swahili shillings.
Yeah, no.
Euros, €250 million to the bottom line per year. You know what that means? People lose jobs. Marketing goes down. Infrastructure changes. Middle management positions get eliminated. All of this shit happens because essentially they can't control this radical black man. And there feels like there's a lot of intentionality attached to this thing because Kanye is going on, Ye, the artist formerly known as Kanye West, is going above and beyond to go on some of the biggest media platforms and essentially torpedo his economic base, which are these companies. However, he still gets to bounce from all of these different companies and these different partnerships with his influence and his fan base intact. And if you read through a lot of the comments on Say Cheese, Academics, Bloomberg, Business Week, whatever, it's very down the middle. It's not, oh yeah, cancel this nigga, and that's it. It's like, y'all kind of proving his point. Because at some point, we got to acknowledge that black trauma is a big business and it's for sale. And when you black, anybody could just say, well, black on black crime or this and this. They can constantly conflate issues as it relates to us when we speak up about the racism that we face, the redlining that we face, the business redlining that we face and deal with, the limitations that are put on our creative ceilings as black creators. So to have that very pronounced, very front and center, especially on the heels of the Black Lives Matter movement, not the organization, and everything going on. So to know that you could do whatever you want to a black person. You can say whatever you want about a black person. But you bet not mention the bleep community or we will take all of your shit.
I mean, it just this is the way it works. Like, look at a song like Benjamin's, and a song like Benjamin's where Biggie said, you know, attack with the Mac, my left hand spit, right hand grip on the whip for the smooth getaway. Biggie was talking about drive-bys on niggas.
Killing black niggas.
And then in the same song, you got Jada where he says, you should do what we do, stack chips like, and they pull that line out the song. And it's just like, yeah, that's just the way it go. You can talk about killing niggas, ripping their heads off, fucking their wives, fucking their mamas.
Slap your mama with my dick,
kidnapping
then I drop my
kids,
nuts on your sister.
all that shit. You can't.
I skeeted in the baby seat.
No, you can kidnap black kids on records. Real shit.
You can maim black babies.
Like, a lot of people don't even know. Did you know Biggie was talking about Nas' daughter on Victory?
Wow.
Never caught that, did you?
Never caught that.
Biggie said, how did Biggie start his verse?
Why can't I remember this verse right now?
As soon as I remember the first word, I know the whole verse.
Biggie Victory lyrics. Sorry, y'all. We should know this.
I always draw blanks when the camera's on, but you know I know like every rap song.
You know every rap song
invented.
of all time.
In the commission, we asked for permission to hit him. He don't like me. Hit him while wifey was with him.
Yes.
You heard of us. The murder us, most shady. Been on the low lately. The feds hate me. I'm the son of Satan. They say my killing's too blatant. You hesitating. I'm in your mama crib waiting. Duct taping. Yo fam. Destiny lays in my hands. Now his daughter's name is Destiny.
God
I'm in the crib duct taping. Yo fam. Destiny lays in mine. Like, Biggie was vicious, dog. Vicious. So many little subliminals that Big used to just do and throw out
25
there.
years
Dog,
later.
like, you know, and it's just like, yeah, you can do that all day. And motherfuckers will just, like you say, like, just not even pay attention to the shit. But if you mention them forward letters or anything,
you
like,
bet not do it.
It's like, whoa.
And here's the thing that I find most interesting about this shit. That community is so savvy, so slick, so stark, and so like pragmatic and stuff and how they operate and do business. They don't even care if you talk around it. You can make innuendo. You can talk around stuff. Long as you don't hit the button or say those 4 letters, they don't even care.
Dog.
But as soon as you hit them 4 letters, the full weight of like this global community comes raining down on you, even though they are only less than half a percent of the global population. And it speaks to the point of what Kanye was saying, where it's like, y'all don't understand. I'm frustrated because I'm jealous. I'm frustrated because their economic base is so strong. I'm frustrated because they own Hollywood. I'm frustrated because they own and control the music industry. All these different things that black people rely upon and participate in mass in order to be able to get out our dreams and to create financial freedom and prosperity for our families. I'm jealous because we don't have that.
Yeah.
For every Jay-Z, there's a Schneider or whatever the case may be that's twice as rich and 1,000% less known.
Like, look at the What's Free verse. You talking about rapping around it, where Jay-Z says, "Look at me, hair free, carefree. Niggas ain't near free. Enjoy your chains. What's your employer's name? With that hair piece, I survived the hood. Can no Chi-Town rob me? Like, Chi-Town is devil. It's like, what white devil are you talking about? Exactly. With a hair piece, it's like you can rap around it all motherfucking day, and that verse was praised.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah,
As long as you don't hit the button.
as long as you don't hit the button, you straight. You super straight.
But Kanye hit the button, and then he hit it on the shop. And then he hit it again on Piers Morgan. And then he hit it again on Drink Champs. And then he hit it again on this other interview that just came out that's 97 clips on Academic's page from this interview. Like, he keeps hitting the button. So when I speak to intentionality, I'm saying that as crazy as this nigga may appear, he knows what he's doing.
Right.
And there's some form of an end game here because you don't get to be the richest black man in recorded history of the United States and then turn around and torpedo that in vain. So there has to be some sort of end game or some sort of financial windfall at the end of all of this for him with that in mind, considering the manner in which he has been able to monetize and bottle influence and then scale and sell product at a rate greater than anyone we have ever seen in our lives. Greater than Michael Jordan, greater than Jay-Z, greater than Kobe Bryant, greater than Oprah Winfrey, greater than anybody. When you talk about influence and product, putting something tangible in people's hands, especially at a premium price. And then he attempted to go and partner with the Gap in order to do the same thing at the $20 price point. And because they said, oh no, nigga, your influence is too great, we got to do this shit at $100 to $200 price point and fuck the whole play up. And he's been talking about that and the intentionality with which a company like Gap with a global reach and a global scale operates to just suddenly go from being able to get any and everything out on a whim to just fucking up every release and every rollout possible. How do you do it?
It's a lot that goes into it. And I just look at it where it's like Kanye's words, while they could have been maybe nicer, the plight, I think people are missing.
Completely missing.
Like, I look at something like just simple shit down to like the YouTube play where who was it that was running urban shit at YouTube?
He's running the whole platform, Leor Cohen.
It was my understanding that it was Leor Cohen. And from what I remember reading was that they were paying motherfuckers to keep beefs going.
Financially incentivizing it because it pinged the platform and created so much traffic and user interaction.
And the last time I remember looking, Leor Cohen was Israeli.
Correct.
And the Jewish people, didn't they get the whole Israel? So
they got a sovereign state.
Yeah, so it's like, and I remember reading that like most Israelis are Jewish. There are some that aren't, but it's like most of them are. So it's like,
and here's
like you get where I'm going with this.
Here's the other thing, my brother. The minute that anytime somebody mentions Nazi Germany, more reparations come out. Every time. Like, they done got reparations about 18 times to this point. And not to say that they shouldn't, because they faced oppression and potential eradication of their ethnicity. It's not a race, it's an ethnicity. Of their ethnicity, of their religious affiliation. They were Hitler and others attempted to exterminate these people. Yeah. So they have been made financially whole, and rightfully so.
Like the persecution of a specific race is very touchy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think at times we are so disjointed that we as blacks will like push it under the rug. Like what went on with black people.
Oh, yeah.
To a certain extent.
You hear black people routinely say, I've heard Charleston White recently say, I wasn't no motherfucking slave. They ain't whoop my motherfucking ass. It's that sort of shit. Where we have no connection to our past. But with other ethnic groups, when they go through shit, it's always hashtag never forget. It's
like the reality of the fact that, like, there were black slavers.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know if that was the case for these. I don't know if there were Jews who were like helping with the extermination of Jewish people when it came to Nazi Germany. But like, the Emmett Till movie is getting ready to come out. And have you seen the trailers for it?
No, I haven't.
Have you noticed that they're doing Jones where like the director and the writer of the script are like coming out and like, oh, this isn't going to be one of those trauma movies, y'all. We celebrating the life and this, that, because niggas is like me kind of just tired of seeing these films. And have you ever like really read Emmett Till's story?
Yes.
So I don't know if people know this, like, that like the two white guys who like kidnapped him and beat him to death and all of that. Did you know they were like with two black people, allegedly?
When they did it?
Yeah. Like it was two black guys who helped them that worked for them.
I never knew that.
Yeah, if you really go and read the whole Emmett Till story, he got taken from his uncle's house. His uncle was the one they call preacher. He got taken from his uncle's house, who was the preacher, and basically the two white guys had two black guys who worked for them. Because back we were still working. Yeah. So it's like they worked for them and they helped and like holding him down in the pickup truck and taking him to the barn and this, that, and the thing. Yeah, like that shit is just like that type of shit where if you're disconnected from it, I look it up to make sure I know I ain't fucking tripping with this. Like, I haven't looked it up in a while, but I remember reading that years ago. Where we at? The actual lynching. The perpetrators were Roy Bryant and John William Milam, or whatever the fuck his name was. Half brother in the early morning. He walked home beating, crying. They tied up Till in the back of a green pickup truck and drove towards Money, Mississippi. According to witnesses, they took Till back to Bryant's grocery store and recruited two black men. The men then drove to a barn and drew. They pistol whipped him on the way, reportedly knocking him unconscious. Willie Reed, who was 18 years old at the time, saw the truck passing by. Reed recalling seeing two white men in the front seat and two black males in the back holding him down. Some have speculated that the two black men worked for Milam and were forced to help him with the beating, although they later denied being present. That's not a myth. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's kind of how we just are as a people. We're so disjointed that it's just, we were never really on the same page. Yeah, for sure. And these other groups, Asians, Jews, Italians, they moved as one for like ever. Yeah, for sure. And that shit is just, it's there. So we don't even know how to like be present in something because we're constantly worried about this or that. And how I spoke about it on the Patreon. Black people moving as one, moving in unison back in the day, like how we talked about Black as Fuck, where they said women being feminists had to go to the back burner because being black was the only fight that mattered. And now it's not like that because one, the bag trumps everything. As long as the bag is coming, the motherfuckers don't care what they doing, what they on, how they look, how they present it. They don't give a fuck. Money is number one. Then this issue, then that. Then it's what section I'm from in New York, and then what block I'm from in Compton. And, all of that shit. Like, it just all plays into it.
All these qualifiers.
Exactly. So it's a lot. It's a
and then the other thing is, with certain forms of black trauma, namely like the Emmett Till situation, people are so mentally removed from it, they probably think this shit happened in the 1800s. That shit happened 67 years ago. My grandmother is about to turn 75 in November.
My dad turned 74 in December, and I thought about that shit when I saw the thing for Emmett Till, because I know, Emmett Till, I want to say he got killed in 55. Yeah. Like, my dad was 7 years old in 55. Yep. Like, my dad was born in 48.
My grandmother was 8 years old.
And it's crazy to think, like, Emmett Till happened in his lifetime. Like,
yeah, so it's like, as much as we want to pretend like this is all some like 1855, 1708 shit, like, no, this shit happened in modern day times.
It happened the same year Brown versus the Board of Education happened.
Like,
ain't that nuts?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, with that in mind, it's like, yo, at some point we gotta start remarrying ourselves to our history and our past so that we can understand the importance of being united and being one group and not having all these other causes, LGBT, this and that, where I'm my hood, my gang affiliation, this and this, having all that other shit trump your blackness because it's doing us a great disservice.
Like, we be looking crazy at times, man. I saw Moneybagg Yo and them at the fucking Grizzlies game the other day with a bunch of cash on the floor. Yeah. Like, sitting courtside.
And what's the point?
And it's just like, fam. Like, I told you I was sitting next to Steven Starr the other day.
Yeah.
Man got 31 restaurants. Literally. Every restaurant you enjoy going to, pretty much, he got in this city. It's him or Schulson. That's it. Butcher and Singer, Barclay Prime, Budokan, LMNO, Elvez, you name them, I got them. That man ain't pull out no cash and throw it on the floor and do all this crazy. It's just, we got shit like that where you could never get niggas back in line to like have one common goal. It's just impossible. It's literally impossible. So that's why Kanye's kind of out on an island right now. Like, what he's saying in theory isn't wrong. It's the way he went about it.
His delivery is awful.
His delivery is awful. And then, he goes on these platforms where the intent isn't to have a conversation about betterment. The intent is to get clicks and to get views.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue with
and to dunk on him and make him apologize for what he's saying.
Well, no, I don't think that was the case with Drink Champs or
No,
Tucker
not Drink
Carlson.
Champs. Piers Morgan was basically like attempting to dunk on him the whole time. Like, so you don't think this is wrong? So you don't think you should say, and it's like, yes, I was wrong. I apologize for the people that I hurt and the people that I offended. However, and that's the whole thing, like, nobody wants to hear the however. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares about the but when you so-and-so. Like, nobody wants to explore the downside of black trauma, even though everybody is monetizing this shit.
Dog.
Nobody wants to talk about that part of it. The fact that people lose lives, mothers lose sons, fathers lose fucking brothers and uncles and all kind of shit. Like, nobody wants to talk about that part of it. Nobody wants to talk about part of the reason why black on black crime is where it is because we've been fucking programmed that we are valueless and that a black life don't mean shit, so take it whenever you want.
You made it the case today in the group chat where you was like, yo, 3/5 of a man happened in our parents' lifetimes.
Yes.
Yeah, that shit wasn't that long ago.
Like, none of this shit is that long ago.
No.
And that's what I want people to understand and take away from this conversation. Not that we're taking up for Kanye, but the fact that all this black atrocity and shit that went on wasn't that long ago. George Floyd was 2 years ago.
Dog.
That was a lynching. That was a public lynching on camera. So as misguided as his comments were on that matter, and he's an idiot for saying what he said. He didn't flesh out his point. Because he was trying to conflate that point against like, oh, well, LVMH killed Virgil or did the same thing to Virgil, whatever. He was trying to make a false comparison, and he's a jackass for that. And I believe in giving people the credit they deserve for being stupid when they stupid and the credit they deserve for being right when they right.
Yeah, a real big supporter to the show. She was like, I hate the fact that y'all made me change my opinion on Kanye. And I'm like, listen, this is just the reality. Like, I hate to quote my grandfather because he used to always say this shit, but a broken clock is really going to be right.
Yeah.
Twice a day. It's just if the clock stop on 5:13, it's going to be 5:13 a.m. and then it's going to be 5:13 p.m.
Yep.
And when it's 5:13 p.m., that clock is right. So while it's broken, the shit is right now.
And to that point, and I think I can speak for you too, we don't give a fuck who it is when they right. I ain't mad because this person that I dislike is right.
I think that be the bigger issue with like society now, where it's like, if we like you, we'll let you be wrong.
We'll let you be wrong.
If we don't like you, we don't even care when you right. And that's the biggest problem. I've watched people who people like misspell shit, say shit that's just factually incorrect, all of that. Think about when they do PTI. When they get done at the end, you know how Wilborn would always tell him, like, this is where you messed up, this is where you because it's like, yo, you have to acknowledge this.
Yeah.
You can't just say things and then it just be wrong. Remember when we was wrong about Dipset? Man, we heard that shit for weeks.
And we came on here and
we
ate
came right on here and, yo, we was 100% wrong.
We put our, because here's the thing. We live in a culture where everybody wants to be the first to react, the first to say this, the first to say that on some Soulja Boy shit. I'm the first to do this, the first. Nobody wants to be the first to apologize or the first to say I fucked up, I was wrong, my perspective was off on this, I looked at this wrong, I didn't examine this other side of this fucking argument. Mm-hmm. Nobody. Mm-hmm. When the headline comes out, Chris Brown kidnapped woman and had raped her on a boat and this and this and this, and then it comes out that she was DMing him yesterday, it's like, oh, yeah, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what you want from me?
I mean, he beat Rihanna.
yeah. You know he on drugs.
They'll conflate some other issue.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown jaw. Like, they just turn into some other thing. And it's just like, yo, at some point, we got to culturally, we got to make the apology be as loud as the disrespect or as loud as the accusation or as loud as the fucking claim. And at the end of the day, Kanye, albeit a jackass, albeit terrible delivery, albeit torpedoing the fuck out of himself, and I wouldn't do it if I was in this position to be worth $6 to $11 billion. I wouldn't do it. Yeah. But he's taking a stance, and it's like somebody got some similar beliefs. This shit not rooted in nothing. Yeah. Y'all can't think he the only one nigga that think like this.
Yeah.
Because he ain't.
No.
Because no less than half of what the nigga saying, I agree with.
Yeah, you go below the Mason-Dixon, you can find a lot of niggas that talk like this. Real shit.
Because here's the other thing. We've got to the point where we've conflated so many issues because we so mad at Kanye for so much different shit that we trying to make it seem like everybody's mad at him for the anti-Semitism. No, they ain't. Black people ain't mad about that shit.
Yeah.
Because they done heard their grandfather say the same thing for 62 years.
Yeah.
Black people ain't mad about that shit. They mad about what he said about George Floyd.
Real talk.
They mad because he hanging with Candace Owens, and that's another bitch we don't like. That's what they mad about.
The White Lives Matter T-shirt and shit.
They mad about shit like that. Which half of it is like representational shit. It ain't even like actual stuff.
Yeah.
Because even the George Floyd shit is easily debunked. So it's like they mad about that shit. They're not mad. So they're trying to, the mainstream media, MSM, is trying to make it seem like we're all mad at him about the same thing. And I'm here to tell you, as a part of the independent media, no, he ain't.
Yeah. Real.
No, he ain't. So, albeit wrong on a lot of this shit, right on some other shit. And it's like, if we not going to have the dialogue in the conversation, we ain't going to never get nowhere, because every time somebody hits a certain button, it's like, shh, nigga, it turned into pops. Don't say nothing.
It's interesting that you say that, because Paul Mooney used to have a joint where he would talk. I remember it was on Jesus is Black, Know Your History. And remember the white couple got up and left, and he was like pointing at him like, look. And they going to the beach. Don't take it wrong. They going to the beach. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he gonna be snapping on her in the car. Like, honey, I thought you said we were going to see Mickey Rooney. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, the reality is, they can't take that shit. We laugh at all the pain we have. We can laugh at slave jokes, pork food jokes, and beating jokes, and all these things.
Chitlins was trending on Twitter the other day.
Why?
Because somebody put up a post talking about, yeah, y'all rather do such and such and eat chitlins. And that was trending the other day. And it's just like, that has deep-rooted cultural implication back to slavery. Because all we could eat was what the fuck was left.
Yeah. Like, he was basically saying how every race and every people can laugh at themselves except for white people. And he was like, when you make jokes about white people, it's crazy because the white people ain't even first to get offended. It's us. He's like, this nigga gonna get us in trouble. Hold on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that. And it's like, yo,
massa coming.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that shit is the truth. I watch motherfuckers where I work where it was like, yo, they would do all this shit, talk all this shit, this and the third. The fucking director walk in. Oh, man, how you doing, man? How's it going? You catch the Phillies last night? Phillies didn't even play last night.
Right, exactly. You know, Rod Stewart gonna be at live.
Gonna be down there at Pennsylvania. Oh my God, yo, that shit real, man. That's a real thing. Yeah. So
it's bad. So to wrap this Kanye conversation up, 2 other points that I want to make.
I want to change this.
Yeah, for sure. The thing that's bothering me the most about all of this is the Forbes shit. Yeah, the Forbes thing is bothering me. It took Forbes essentially 4 years to acknowledge the fact that this man was a billionaire. And they kept playing with the net worth calculation and this, that, and the third, and didn't want to give him his credit as being a billionaire. They just now, earlier this year, finally was like, all right, nigga, goddamn, all right, maybe you right. Like, maybe we muffed the formula. We was supposed to be a 1, and we put a -8. Like, maybe we fucked it up. And now, 4 minutes after the Adidas partnership gets announced as terminated, guess what Forbes did? Oh, yeah, this nigga's not a billionaire no more. And it's that shit.
This is how I know that it's all just made up shit. It's all just guessed.
It's whimsical.
It's whimsical. That's exactly what it is. Whatever we feel like.
They said Kanye was a billionaire. Then they start doing, somebody else did an independent calculation. Nah, it's probably like 850, 900. It ain't quite there yet. But the whole headline was, Kylie becomes the first billionaire in the Kardashian family.
Youngest billionaire
ever,
and all this shit.
All this hip shit. And then they dug into the calculation and was like, nah, y'all off like probably 200 M's, 150 M's, give or take. But when it's a black man, oh, your shit get updated in real time.
Nah.
You a nigga, and we don't like you? Yeah. Oh, man, update the website.
Yeah, refresh,
nigga.
Yeah, it's over.
240, nigga. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's over.
And it's that sort of shit. So that shit bothered me a lot. And then the second thing is, we make predictions on the show. We're pretty sharp, pretty astute guys. Some young futurists out here. I'd be willing to bet cash money. I don't know how much money, but some form of money. Kanye already has all of this shit already figured out, and whoever the new investors may be, they're already out there. They're already vetted, and they're already ready to go. Because when you have culture, currency, and influence, most importantly, and a track record of selling product and experiential things where you can get niggas to pay top dollar to come to a goddamn listening party, like or a fashion show or whatever shit that's historically invite only and free, and you can monetize that and get people to pay for it. Somebody want to be a part of that.
Yep.
Somebody want in. And the comparison I made was, look at the PGA Tour versus the Live Golf Association. There was all of this fucking vitriol and how dare you motherfuckers, you partnering with Saudi Arabia and they politics and women can't drive and this. And already in 6 months, guess what's kicking the PGA Tour's ass? Live Golf Association. I just saw Travis Scott and Maxim Magazine are having a Halloween party in Miami. Guess who's the sponsor? Live Golf, nigga. Because at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck when you got the bag.
I told you, the money trumps everything.
And y'all keep playing and acting like money is not everywhere. Money is vast and flows in abundance. And just because these motherfuckers over here in the Western world ain't fucking with Kanye, don't mean that there ain't the Prince of Bahrain or the Sheikh of this or the whatever, or the Saudi nationals or the government or the royal family of Qatar that don't got $4 billion for this nigga to make Yeezy 2 today.
You know, remember when the Baby was they was clowning him for having to cancel the show in New Orleans? I saw the Baby the other night performing in South Korea with like 90,000 people.
Exactly.
And it's just like, yeah, the money is global.
We have this thing of thinking that the Western world is the only world and that there are economies everywhere else.
I thought about that the other night when the Phillies won the NLCS, and it was like the Phillies have a shot to go and win the world championship, and I'm like, yo, America is so much like of assholes that if you win a championship here, that's the world.
That's the world championship. That's the only one that counts. It's the World Series.
Like you beat a nigga in Denver, you the world champion.
The competition in the Japanese baseball league rivals the talent levels here. Why the fuck do you think Ohtani is whooping everybody's ass?
Every couple of years, look at you, Darvish, look at Ichiro, look at Ohtani. Every couple of years, it's a new. Remember,
you have some transcendent.
What was the pitcher from the Dodgers? That had the wild ass kick. Hideki Nomo. Yeah, like it's every couple of years, it's a new motherfucker just popping up.
That's almost playing a different game.
And don't go to like Costa Rica or Dominican and let like the Vladimir Guerrero Juniors and all these Juan Sotos.
Yasiel Puig came over this motherfucker on a raft.
Yasiel Puig got kidnapped in his travels, and the Pirates was like, "We gonna be agents." You know the Pirates got, a lot of motherfuckers don't know that. The Pirates that kidnapped Yasiel Puig out on the waters got a percentage of his contract with the Dodgers. I'm not making that up.
Yeah, like 30%.
Yeah, you can make that check out the Pirates LLC. Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Yeah.
No, that's THREE.
Yeah. Them, like them franchise boys, like them Pirates. Them Pirates LLC.
With a Z. Pirates with a Z, nigga.
Them Pirates LLC. Thank you. We make that check out to us. Yeah. They got paid off his Dodgers contract. Craziest shit ever. Yeah. Yeah. So he defected from Cuba and straight got captured out on the water.
Yes.
And they was like, "Oh, you nice at baseball? Cool. We're gonna take you to the Dodgers."
There's some tech or electricity billionaire out in Singapore that don't give a fuck about Kanye hitting that 4-letter button. They don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you have global influence, a huge name, and you can create industry not only for yourself but for others, somebody somewhere wants in on that. Mm-hmm. And it might not be in the Western world, but goddamn it, the Western world ain't the only world. Motherfucking Tiger goes to Australia and tours the whole country. They go do 30 shows. Y'all think Tiger bullshit? Tiger lit in Australia, nigga. He's the nigga over there. So we have this way of like our media, like sculpting these stories and crafting these narratives to make us think that like we're the only players in the game. And knowing what I know about global economies and all of that shit, I'm here to tell you that couldn't be furthest from the truth. We talked about it here on the show like 2-3 weeks ago. The United States is no greater than the 21st greatest country when you talk about economics, quality of life, and you add up the whole everything. So this whole greatest nation in the world shit is some fucking propaganda shit. Because I would give up certain civil liberties in order to get certain benefits that exist in other places.
Starting in 2009, Puig tried to defect to Mexico 13 times in order to become a legal resident so he could become eligible to sign a contract in the major leagues. The first time, the police pulled over Puig's car. The second time, the boat failed to arrive. The third time, police raided their safe house and detained him for 6 days. On the fourth try, U.S. Coast Guard intercepted their boat near Haiti. The fifth time, he was successfully taken to Mexico by Los Zetas, which is a murderous Mexican drug cartel involved in cocaine and smuggling. Junior Dispaghi, a boxer who was formerly on the Cuban national team and had known Puig for years throughout youth sports academics, said, I don't know if you could call it kidnapping because we had gone there voluntarily, but we were also free to leave. If you didn't receive the money, they were saying that at any moment they might give him a machete, which is a whack, they call it. You know what I'm saying? With a machete, chop off an arm, a finger, or whatever, and he would never be able to play baseball anymore. Floridian Paul Pachero, the 29-year-old president of Miami-based TMP Metal, allegedly paid the smugglers $350,000 to get Puig out of Cuba. Like, them niggas got straight paid off of that shit. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, look, we gonna cut his arm off for y'all. Hit us off with the blinky. Like, yeah, that shit real, dog. So, you know, at the end of the day, I look at it and I'm just like, yo, everywhere got things that are fucked up.
Correct.
And everywhere got things that are decent. There, you know, you could like look at Qatar, it's the richest country on earth, but they got liberties that we have liberties that they don't have. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You go to Singapore, so you know you can't spit in Singapore. Yeah. Like if you spit, they will come with a truck and put you in it.
Right.
Fuck you spitting out there for? 300 days, nigga. Like, yeah, real shit. Like, so it's one of those like give or take type thing.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, there's always some form of like quid pro quo that exists depending upon what are the rules of the land that you are operating in and existing in. So my thing would be, my final take on this would be to anybody that thinks this is Ye's that anybody who thinks this is Ye's final stand, you got this shit fucked up. Like, you don't get this popular and this successful and then all of a sudden it just ends and then that's the end of your story. It doesn't work that way. Mike Tyson fucked off between him and whatever Don King was doing $400 million in the 90s. Mike Tyson back rich again. It's estimated he worth somewhere between $50 to $100 million. You know what I mean? Between his podcast, his cannabis company, his one-man show on Broadway, all the different stuff that he's doing. So it's like, you know, there's all and what we like more than anything than a tragedy is a comeback story. So I guarantee, and Kanye on like his 9th comeback at this point. So it's not the first time he went fucking radical. It's probably the worst time he went radical, but his story is still being told and will be, you know, what will ultimately happen with him is still to be determined. But I'm willing to bet he did all this because somebody somewhere whispered in his ear and said, yo, you know, if you get out of your deal, we got whatever billion for you to come do so-and-so over here. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We will see. Changing gears a little bit, still in business, but somebody that we all know and love. Jay-Z is presently cutting ties with Dusse and Bacardi and has sued Bacardi brands for basically the same type of shit that Kanye West is talking about. So maybe I'm not changing gears. He's suing Bacardi for the same basic shit that Kanye is talking about, which is disparity and lack of transparency in business. And Bacardi essentially is attempting to mask several thousands of cases of Dusse, mask distribution numbers, and be deceptive about how much money the company actually makes in order to devalue Jay-Z's stake in it for him trying to sell his 50% share or whatever of the company. So, as previously reported on Revolt on October 17, Jay-Z filed a lawsuit against Bacardi. The music mogul believed the privately held family-owned spirits company was being dishonest about the financial records for his top-shelf cognac, Dusse. Jay-Z partnered with Bacardi in 2011 to launch Dusse, and it was a big deal. He famously shouted out the cognac in his 2013 hit with Beyonce, Drunk in Love. And he rapped and his wife sang on the chart-topping track. Yesterday, or last week, October 20th, TMZ reported that Jay-Z believes there's a breach of contract in his agreement with the alcohol brand. The contract states Bacardi must negotiate in good faith, but Jay doesn't feel they are. Sources say the New York rapper's company SC Liquor wants to gain access to Bacardi's financial records because they suspect the value of Dusse is being lowballed. TMZ adds that Jay-Z and his legal team say the cognac is being priced well below fair value. The outlet previously quoted the demands of the lawsuit as saying it needs all books and records, the location of all warehouses storing Dusse barrels, bottles, and accessories, as well as all info regarding Bacardi's physical inventory and its inventory processes. That's a lot to say. Bacardi's on some bullshit. I want out. I've raised the value of this brand. I want out, and y'all are basically trying to prevent me from getting fair market value because you know once Jay-Z is no longer attached to this, now y'all gotta work.
Yeah, the shit is out the window.
Y'all have to go to work now. Y'all gotta find brand ambassadors. Y'all gotta find an infrastructure. All of this shit that I was able to do at a cut rate for years because I'm Jay-Z, y'all are going to have to do at full market value in order to get the same output because the cool factor of the coolest nigga in history is no longer associated and attached to this brand. I'm out of here. And because Jay-Z is now part of LVMH, he understands the value of a cognac company. He understands the true value of a spirits company. I'm in the throes with the biggest producer of champagne, spirits, and cognac in the world. Why the fuck would I stay over here with y'all and keep getting these little bullshit passive ass checks when in reality I could just sell out and then just go be a fucking investor or a ambassador for Hennessy and get way more money? I'm already in the family.
Look at what George Clooney did with Casamigos.
Casamigos. Yeah. Little small tequila company, $1 billion company. Like overnight, essentially. Like not that long. Like 6-7 years.
Liquor is very trendy.
Yeah,
very trendy.
Remember when Dipset had a scissor?
No.
Fucking Jim Jones banged on Mace on the radio. Scissor boys, $250 million.
Yo. Like you don't even got to go that far back. Just look at the way the tequila shit. Like you remember pre-pandemic, the tequila of choice was what was it?
1942.
No, before that, Patron.
Oh, Patron.
I remember Patron was it. Pat Ron straight up. You know what I'm saying? Then it was Don Julio, 1942. Then during the Panorama, it was the white bottle.
Clase Azul.
The Clase Azul. We got out of the panty. Now it's the Casamigos. To where it's like it's
ever changing.
It's just shit is crazy. It's literally crazy.
It's ever changing. And what people don't understand is that, you know, in those little short throws of a run that a brand can go on a run or whatever, you're creating generational wealth for everybody involved because it doesn't take long when you're selling product. So if a product goes from being 30 million a year to being $1 billion fucking essentially overnight, it's already done. The hard work is done already. We've already made substantial capital we didn't even expect to make.
All you have, like Jay-Z said it best on the joint with Kanye on the first album. First, I had the streets, then I had the charts. That's really all you got to do.
Yep.
Like, once you get the charts, nigga. That's why you look up now and The Rock got a tequila. LeBron got a tequila. Kevin Hart got a tequila.
Mark Wahlberg just invested in a tequila.
Because it's like, oh, shit, these Jones make how much a year?
Yeah, how much? Billions?
The fuck?
We selling them at retail for we selling them at wholesale for how much?
Dog.
And they got to order. We can put order mandates in where they got to order this much in order to get it. And then you have somebody like 50 Cent who right now through his fucking cognac brand, through Branson, he just got brand activations with like 7 NBA teams. Houston Rockets, Sacramento Kings, Indiana Pacers. And he said he got a bunch more that's getting announced where that's going to be so Hennessy is the official cognac of the NBA. But within the NBA, because all these organizations are independent contractors or whatever the case may be, they're allowed to select who they want to be their spirit partners and all of that shit. So now Branson Cognac is associated with all of these different Jones. And you can do cool shit when you got somebody big attached to the brand where you do what's called brand activations, where it's like, yo, we'll go around market by market and 50 Cent will come at your liquor store as long as you order 200 cases or more. So it's like, yo, you do that shit 1,000 times. That's 200,000 cases of liquor that's getting sold. Shit like that. You know what I mean?
What's the number one seller of tequila still for 2021?
Patron?
Nope.
For 2021, Is it Casa? Don Julio? Jose Cuervo?
Quavo.
And they selling it at $17 a bottle.
That's
retail.
good. The cheaper, like at the end of the day, if you like about Walmart or what could I say?
Yeah, and this distribution.
Yeah, like when you've got the joint where it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be funny. Know y'all hate to believe this, but it's only you niggas that's drinking Casamigos. Like, at the end of the day, Quavo still is just going to outsell. It said in 2021, Quavo sold 7.9 million cases.
That's insane.
That's insane. How many bottles come in a case?
6 to 12,
6
depending.
to 12, right? Yeah. Damn. So if it's 12, they sold 100 million bottles of that shit.
Yeah.
At $20 a pop. You do the math.
You do the math.
Do the math. Yeah. Number 1 was Quavo. Number 2 was Patron. Number 3 is Don Julio. And Casamigos was number 4.
Yeah. So it's like the money is abundant. You know what I mean? So for somebody like Jay-Z getting that peek behind the curtain where it's like, yo, years ago, we was just figuring it out with Armadale. That was a test run. We was just scratching the surface on getting
Now, I
involved.
will say this. For the numbers aren't official yet for 2022 because we're still in it. But from where they're standing, this is thespiritbusiness.com. Casamigos should come in number 1 for tequila brand champion title in 2022. The brand is reporting a whopping 95.6% sales increase. From 2.2 million cases.
Shout out niggas.
Shout out niggas.
Shout out niggas. Damn near doubled the business in 1 year. Almost 100% increase.
Already. We still got 3 more months of the year. Yeah.
Shout out niggas.
Keep getting that Casa. Keep running it up.
Just drinking Casa on fucking Saturday and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Shout out niggas.
Damn. Olmeca, El Jamador, Hornitos.
Yeah, it's like niggas don't even touch Hornitos. It's still in the top 10.
Espolon.
Espolon is real good.
And Sauza.
Oh, Sauza.
Yeah, they close out the top 10 though. But they're projecting that Casamigos should be number 1 this year with already reporting 95.6% sales increase. So if they was at 2.2, that means they had 4.2, 4.3 already. So yeah, they should be at because think about it. Yeah, Quavo, damn. Shit.
So that means they snatch market share from everybody if they were able to do that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, it's just so much money. So for somebody like Jay-Z that, is partnered with the big and the best now, it's like, yeah, I'd just rather be out of this business. Just cash me out and let me go on my merry ass way. You know what I'm saying? I'm making enough money from over here through LVMH's distro channels and shit. I don't even need to be a part of this no more. It's wasted effort. You know what I'm saying? And there's one less meeting I got to attend every week or one less Zoom call I got to get on every week. My time is more valuable than continuing to invest equity in this this cognac company.
72% of all tequila produced in 2021 was consumed in the United States. Like, they're not even drinking this shit in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like,
it's their export.
Yeah.
It was like, why the fuck what are we drinking this shit for? It's our biggest export. Fuck that.
2021 was essentially explosive year for tequila with over 27 million 9-liter cases being sold in the country, amounting to 254 million liters. The nation's demand for tequila exceeded the world's second largest importer, Germany, by a factor of 63-1. Like, motherfuckers love tequila now, yo. This shit is crazy.
63-1.
Yo.
But part of that is because the brand image of tequila has changed over the last 5 years. Tequila went from
Remember
being
when tequila was like scumbag
it was
shit?
some scumbaggy shit.
Like, you only drunk that shit when you was with hookers in Mexico.
Exactly. That was the brand image.
Remember I told you the white boy told us, man, you can get tequila 25 cents a shot over there in Mexico.
The brand image was fucked up. But now it's like, yo, you transform the brand image, you make it sexy, you associate it with success and the fact that, like, yo, you could get bombed and wake up with no hangover and this
That's what happened with vodka during, like, the 80s, 90s Renaissance. You remember vodka was, like, for, like, soldiers.
And
like,
Russian oligarchs.
Yeah. And then it was, like, Puffy and Ciroc and we gambling.
Yeah, they made it sexy.
Yeah, they made it sexy. Yeah.
It's like, you could take any product and make it sexy. Niggas could take slow gin, make that shit sexy.
I
It's
remember
gonna
when
blow the
niggas was
fuck up.
drinking Armadale, and I'm like, yo, that nasty ass double distilled vodka.
Yeah, that shit tastes like fuel injector
Dog,
cleaner.
guzzling that shit.
You got a 94 Delt. You trying to boost your RPMs and shit. Put some of that.
I remember
fuel
walking in
injector
my
cleaner
homie
there.
basement, and they had a bottle of tequila, and they was like passing it around. I mean, a bottle of Armadale, and they was passing that shit around. I was like, what are y'all doing? They was like, you know how go, dog, take a sip, pass it around the room. And I'm like, y'all some losers, man. Say, I gotta stop living these rap songs.
Y'all are
Y'all
assholes.
some assholes.
Hey, to burst your bubble. Y'all some fucking assholes, fam.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
that's
Just
that
how
on
much
that.
money this shit is making.
Got a few more topics we're going to pop off. We're going to get up out of here in a minute. Shout out to Durkio. You know what I mean? Congrats, Dirk. That 2019, 5 criminal charges from 2019 got dropped from when him and Von was having a shootout in front of the varsity in Atlanta. And essentially what the DA is now saying, Fonnie Willis, of course, world's sexiest DA, what she's saying is that essentially if King Von was alive, we would have been charging him with this shit, but he ain't, so Lil Dirk, go about your business. And Dirk's lawyer trended. Apparently he got some sexy, thick white woman, some Nubian white queen as his attorney, and they got all of these charges dismissed or whatever the case may be. So congratulations, Dirk. Shout out to that. And that's that on that. This week, new album. Drake and 21 Savage.
Oh, yeah, I seen that. Yeah, they
Her Loss.
They finally released the video for Jimmy Cooks.
Yeah, it's just Drake's verse.
Yeah.
And then they just talked the rest of the video with like a promo on it or whatever the case may be. Shit did like 1 million views in 3 hours or some crazy shit.
I saw he was at, he brought him out at the Homecoming.
Yeah.
Homecomings is crazy now.
Homecomings are going crazy. Yo,
Yeah.
somebody, I need somebody to audit these school budgets.
Yo,
like,
yo.
how do y'all have all this money for these homecomings, man?
I know somebody who knows somebody that was like working a relatively known like school budget and like how they would go about getting talent, and it would be like, say I'm in charge of getting talent at I don't go NSU, nigga State University.
Okay, NSU, nigga
Yeah,
State.
NSU. I'm the motherfucker handling all of that shit. So NSU come to me and be like, look, we got $200K for you to bring in as much talent as you want for homecoming. And be like, okay, bet. So then I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get Dirk for the headliner of the show. Dirk want,
100.
But I go to you, who was in the feds with Dirk, uncle, and then you like, no, I can get Dirk for 80. And I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna bill your company for the
100.
bean.
Yeah.
You get Dirk to 80, you walk off with like, motherfuckers be doing shit like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like all this contract paper trail of like, well, this money came from here to here, then he paid out this to here, but they retained this.
Them Pirates LLC.
Back at it. Yeah, back at it. You know what I'm saying? That's when y'all thought it was over. We got another.
We got another scam going, baby. Them Pirates LLC. Bill that directly to me. I'll handle him and we be there. You know what I'm saying? Because he can do that right on the way to the next show, and then boom, we don't even got to put that in a bag. Shit's crazy.
Pirates with a Z.
Pirates with a Z. Don't misspell that,
That's
please.
the wire. I'm about to text the wire info. Fuck this up.
Yeah, that shit real, man. But no, these homecomings is going up. I saw Jackson State. Jackson State is going crazy right now with Dion down there and shit. But I saw Rick Ross, Snoop. They was like, Snoop runs into Rick Ross at homecoming. I'm just like, why are motherfuckers just at the home? Like, that shit is crazy. Not even doing nothing, just down there.
Yeah, shout out Howard University. They had their homecoming this past weekend. My man Busy Crook was down there, performed and all of that. DJ Golden Boy, my brother, my hermano, Javi, is basically like a Howard alumni.
I saw Kyle and his wife was there. Their pictures look fly.
Yeah, he's like Howard alumni. So they was there programming some stuff, being around, doing a bunch of shit. So yeah, shout out to them, man. All of the black colleges and universities is having their homecomings and all that right now in the last few weeks. That's pretty dope. What else you want to talk about? What you got?
What do I got right now?
People curse us out when we do less than 2 hours. We're like 90 minutes.
Let's talk about our business shit.
Okay.
That we figured out with this whole situation, as far as like them doing the redlining shit with the trucking industry. You talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So last week, I'm calling around. Me and Matt last week Tuesday were like, we gonna go look at some trucks today. Blah blah blah. There are no trucks in PA, so that's what we figured out. So that's the first thing we figured out. So that's a barrier to entry right there. Second thing, just in kind of calling around, trying to locate some trucks or whatever like that, I ended up speaking to somebody that's actually a broker in the trucking industry. He, works with like 27 different banks or whatever like that. He works with all different dealers and stuff all over the country. And you know, we were just talking about our finance setup,
and he was basically on the tip like, "Are y'all looking for financing?" And we like, "No, we already got."
I was like, I don't have a pre-approval. I have an approval.
Yeah, we
like,
approved already.
I'm already approved. So he's like, "Hey, what bank are you with?" Blah blah blah. So I explained to him, like, "Oh, you with Dakota? This and this and this. All right, cool." So yeah, he's like, "You're probably at like a 40% down. This and this." I'm like, "No, it's like half of that."
We sent him to John, and he was like, "This is actually a really good deal for a startup."
Yeah,
and it's just like, first you could already sense it, like, who are you niggas?
Who are you niggas? Exactly. Who are you niggas? LLC with a Z.
Are y'all them pirates? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, like how did you get this? Like,
and it turns out that like this is the joint we've been harping for the last couple of years with like Patreon, all this, like not necessarily your credit score, but your file and just how much
credit
that
data
shit,
is super
how much
important.
That shit matters. So we got approved on a tier 1 financing where they came to us and was like, listen, 25%. We'll handle everything. Whoop, 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 whoop. In fact, after 35 days, we'll give you another deal to go ahead and do another one.
Better than this deal.
Better than this one.
And you got an 18-month early buyout option where after 18 months, you own this motherfucker and it cuts the interest in half, which is already, you know, one of our lower interests that we set up, but essentially cuts it in half or whatever.
Exactly. So talking with him, it's like, he basically was on the tip like, man, this is actually like really good because most startups, they make you do 40% and then you have to own a home on your application. And we both just kind of like the Lil Baby face. Like,
it's like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah, what the fuck does owning a home got to do with trying to create a business and you know, and obtaining a truck, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's a collateralized loan, just in the nature of it. Because if I don't make the payments, you come get the truck. Now, I do understand that there's higher risk associated in the trucking industry because if I'm in a truck, it's assumed that I'm driving all around the country. So you just got to catch me when you can or whatever.
What happened with
the case
Kevin Hearn? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, holla.
Yeah, you got to catch me when you can. So it's like that sort of thing. So it's like, yes, there is a heightened level of risk there. But at the end of the day, once you capture your collateral back, that has a imminent value of what you can turn around and sell it for or lease it to the next sucker.
Exactly.
So it just caught me a little bit off guard, but it kind of made me harken back to when I bought the GT and I was going through the throes of the financing with Mercedes, and they were basically saying like, yo, like, you don't own a home. You know what I'm saying? Like why should we give you a $130,000 car and you don't own a home? And it's just kind of like, well, what the fuck do one got to do with the other? And it's like, well, you know, home ownership speaks to a level of stability and this, that, and the third. And it's like, yeah, but I don't own a home. So it's like, now what? And then it's like, oh, well.
I've seen people get foreclosed on homes.
All the time.
Now what?
I saw home foreclosures cause a global fucking break in the economy.
Real shit.
Like, because people had too many homes.
Too much homes.
Too much homes.
Yeah.
Niggas had 4 homes on a Wendy's salary.
Dog, I saw that the 2008 recession, Joan. It was talking about how when they was doing that shit, the chick said she went in for a house. She applied for the loan. She was looking for 160 grand, and she basically did all her calculations. Like 160,000 on a home loan will be about as much as I can afford to where I don't gotta like stress and struggle for my monthly payment. Woo boo. She said when she got the approval back, they approved her for 550, and she was like, "What the fuck? Okay, like, and you know when you
mini mansion time.
There's no way you can like." You go into anywhere, you ask for a loan for 30,000. They like, I mean, you can get 90. You like, shit, bring the 90.
I don't need it, but give it.
Exactly. So yeah, like the home ownership thing is just weird. And me and you both was just like, do it feel like it's like another play on trying to keep people?
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to oppress people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, it's like if this is an industry wide practice, and the majority of people that control the access to capital are saying you got to own a home in order to get this money, is just kind of like, well, shit. It's like, what if I have the down payment and the money and the credit standing and everything, but I just don't own a home? It's like, what the fuck do I do? Because it's like, what if you are in a market where your brokerage doesn't push you to Dakota or to one of the lenders that don't require this? You just asked out. Or you got to like buy like some shitty piece of equipment, some super duper old piece of equipment that you're going to have to deal with maintenance issues and potential breakdowns and work stoppages and this, which is then going to also further kill your potential ability to, gain access to capital. And it's just one of them things where it's like, well, damn, like, how many other industries have this same sort of practice when people are trying to like, you know, break into it as on a startup level, and it's just like, yeah, like it ain't really nothing we could do for you.
And that's the biggest thing when it be like coming from where we come from is, you know, getting funding for whatever business idea you got. It's one of those things that it's like, it's so hush hush. And, you know, realistically, when people figure this shit out, of, you know, it's time to go sell a course. Instead of just telling your people, it's like, no, this is what you want to worry about. This is what you want. Like, you were big on me with that a couple years ago. Like, yo, push your limits. Like, if you get a card for $5,000, use that shit up, go back and be like, yo, I need more money. Like, give me 10. You know, go and get a personal loan for 20. I took a personal loan out for damn near 30, paid the shit back, and it's just like, yo, when I went to go get this off of my pop, they like, that's all you want?
Yeah.
Because you can max this motherfucker out and really, you know, and it's just, that shit matters so that when you go somewhere, all the time with my truck, when I did that shit, every time I would go and apply for things, they'd be like, yo, what the hell did you have that was $140,000? I had a Freightliner, Cascadia, you know what I'm saying? I was an independent contractor. Like, oh, okay, cool. And it's like, that shit registers as paid on my credit report. So it's like, when you got a $140,000 truck on there, it's like, oh, shit, okay, this makes all the sense.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, it's like, yo, it's like when I go and I'm applying for something and it's like, oh, you had a $97,000 auto loan that you paid off in 18 months. You got another auto loan that's $65,000 that's fucking paid to date. With a $1,000 payment, you got another lease with Honda that was paid off early. You got a present lease with Honda that's paid up to date. Okay, cool. Like you substantiate yourself as a positive credit risk regardless of the score. Whatever the fucking score may be, it may be. Oh, this is a little high over here, but that's some little bullshit that happens. Whatever, let's run it. And it is that sort of thing, you know what I mean? And just, you know, understanding the importance of credit data has been probably the most informative part of like our individual credit journeys, because it's just like, yo, that shit the thicker your credit file will open up so many other opportunities for you on a personal and on a business note, because starting off in business, you're going to have to PG for shit, personal guarantor shit. It's just no getting around it. But it's like, once you substantiate, like our long-term goal is we want to get 10 trucks in 2 years. We're trying to have 4 trucks within 6 months, 10 in 2 years. By the time we get to the 10, now you considered a fleet. So now you qualify for fleet management services. We can go to a company like fucking Enterprise Fleet Management, have them order all of the trucks to our specifications, fucking drop ship them, and we just and they deliver them to our fucking office location, and then that's that. And you can select certain flexible terms. You can set aggressive residuals on the back end based on like, oh, well, this say it's gonna be worth this, but we could push it to this, and like there's always wiggle room in business, especially when you are speaking the language of the people that you're talking to. When I go in and negotiate for a car, I whoop their ass every time because I know the language. I be like, yo, I did car leasing for 7 years. I used to fucking hand calculate fucking commercial leases by hand. They like, fuck. It's like that sort of thing, because I'm like, yo, what's the money factor? What's the effective interest rate? What's this? And then once you start talking their language, it eases the tension in the conversation, but it also lets them know it's going to be an easy deal to get through, but I ain't going to make no money on this show.
When we did the lease, remember I was on the phone with you and I'm talking to you, was like the effective interest rate, and I said it, the guy was like, who are you on the phone with? Like, hey man, listen. And it's like, yo, that shit is real. It's like taking the time out. I say it all the time, like logging out of like the shade room comments and all of that goofy shit, and really just understanding what you're trying to do. Like me and Jules have done so much, like just knowledge searching, to the point where like the interview you sent me the other day, I was telling y'all before I'm like, oh no, I understand wholly what he's talking about. Because remember I told y'all months ago, like the thing is to go get the disenfranchised certification, to where it's like you can bid on the government contracts yourself. Like you don't have to go through a broker for that shit. Once you get that, they literally almost have to come find you, because this work has to go to you. It's just no way around. It don't matter if that motherfucker got 50 trucks.
We earmark this work for people of your type. Businesses of your type.
And for us as 4 black men with a startup, it's like you're gonna get approved for this shit. It's one, and that's why I told Dan, where it's like, yo, you're gonna come in handy with this paperwork. You love sitting on this computer all day. This is your time to shine. Remember Bad Boys? Like, through the motherfucking talking to John Sally and shit. Like, this is your time to shine, Fletcher. Like, get this shit going. So it's like, just understanding what you trying to do. And like, I think what it is for people is like, they'll listen to one person and be like, I'm going to do what they said. And if that don't work for me, all right, well, it just ain't meant to be. It's like, no, you got to find the loopholes in this shit.
More than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to get shit done. And especially in business, every no, it might be a no for them, but it's not a overall no.
No.
And having different sources and different outlets lets you know where to go. When we started with trying to pull the financing or whatever to get this trucking shit started, we had 3 different sources lined up. I went to one. They came back with a super favorable deal. It was no need to go to the other ones. But in the event that they was on some bullshit, we still had these other 2 options on. We can go here, and then I just met a 4th outlet. You know what I mean? So it's like just one of them things where it's like, yo, you gotta, bounce around, do your research before you get into shit. Some of this shit is deep water. You gotta know what the fuck you diving into.
It was something I did last week where I called. What the fuck did I do last week? God damn it. What the hell it was something I called and they was like, no, they couldn't help me. And then I called again and they said the same thing. Then I called another number and I got the fuck through. I got done. I can't think of what the fuck it was. But it's one of those like stay persistent Jones. I mean, what the fuck did I do last week? It'll come to me. Same situation I remember Jules was trying to get his ticket changed with Qatar Airways. He called customer service here in Philly. They said, oh, no, you can't do that. Call customer service again. He's like, man, they give me the run around that. I'm going to have to go to the airport tonight because he wanted to stay another day. They wouldn't let him move his flight.
Yeah.
I was like, call international customer service, like the Qatari line in Qatar. Called them. I got on the phone. He had we was at California Pizza Kitchen. He went to the bathroom, came back. I'm like, yeah, they changed it. The girl gonna send you the email. He's like, bullshit. Email came through. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, dog, sometimes you might have to hang up and call back and just get another motherfucker.
Because sometimes you're just getting the brunt of somebody's bad day.
What if she ready to get off work?
Yeah. I'm not dealing with this. This is going to take 41 minutes.
And I'm only on the clock for 30.
I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm out of here.
Yeah. But you catch the motherfucker just came in for a shift. Talk to him a little.
Oh, yeah, man. What we control? Hey, man, I love to help you.
How you feel about the Lakers? Oh, man, they so goddamn disappointed, man. Like, real shit.
And then you in there.
Like, so that's one of them things. Just stay persistent and being on it. And, you realizing, like, getting into different things, getting into, even us with the media shit, like, none of this shit is easy. None of it is going to just be like.
And it appears easy. It's hard as fuck. No. I'm here to tell you. Because there's so many moving factors. It's understanding platforms. It's how do you just for YouTube, how do you do your write-ups? What hashtags do you use? What video tags do you use? What day do you release? What time do you release? What are you putting in the caption? How are you tagging certain things and stuff like that so that they get the alerts and notifications? What's your image art? Like, all of that shit matters. Every last part of it fucking matters.
Yeah, but we figuring it out as we get further and further along with this shit. Hopefully we'll have our first truck within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And, the goal is, like I said, they already gave us the backdoor approval for the second one. And then we got some plays down south.
Yeah, some private financing.
We got some private financing coming in. So it's like we should be good and be able to really, really, expound and be able to, like, show people a tangible thing. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm going culinary shopping. So there's that.
That's you. You know what I'm saying? Like but yeah, no, it's decent to be in this position to be able to like create some things. Like that's always fun and always a good thing.
Because now we have an idea for another business. Like we trying to open, I had the idea for a long time. We're trying to open a sneaker boutique. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to figure out where and when. And we might end up being able to be in a position to do 2 at one time. So it's like all this different stuff that's kind of like all kind of started from this one thing. But this not even going to ultimately probably be the biggest thing that we're doing.
Not even close. And unless, get it fucked up. Something crazy come down the pipe, whatever. But
if Live Media come holler at us.
Yeah. We'll do some golf events. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. But I got nothing else for this episode. It's been another good one.
Yeah, as usual, we appreciate y'all. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. Make sure y'all share this content. Leave a comment so we can ping the algorithm. Shout out to our sponsor, Your Home, this Saturday, 10/29, Figo Restaurant, 6 p.m. The biggest first-time home buyers, fall mixer, agents, brokers, lending sources. You buy a house through this event, $2,500 towards your closing costs coming directly from Your Home. They're giving away Sixers tickets. They're giving away swag bags, this and that, like all type of stuff. Special invited guests from the Eagles, Sixers, Fox 29, Power 99, all this different stuff, man. Y'all don't want to miss this event. It's a free event. It's a resource, free food. I know y'all like free food, free liquor. I know y'all love that free liquor. Make sure y'all pull up, man, 1033 North 2nd Street at the Piazza, Figo Italian Restaurant. Shout out to the whole team over there at Your Home for making this happen. We are the realest podcast ever.
We's out this bitch.
Peace.